Awesome, awesome. Thanks, Janice. Appreciate your help and friendship, and look forward to you going through the fun and the travel side of things of what we got going on. So, what is the view like here? I still see just you, really, which I don't mind, but let's see if I can figure this out here. Speaker still just shows you. What do you guys see? Do you guys see Janice or do you see me?
I see everyone.
Okay. Um, well, I could really care less. I'm gonna get it going. So I appreciate all your guys' time. Thanks for hopping on here. If you've already been a part of the community, welcome back. Hope to try to give you some value and refresh and show you some things. If this is your first time checking out everything, we appreciate seeing what your friend or family member is excited about. And my name is Sean Bime. I'm from Canton, Ohio, and I got invited to basically help launch what you're about to see almost a year ago, coming up on a year. I've been in the travel industry now for about 13 years, and one of my best friends invited me to see all this stuff. And when I first kind of got into the industry, I was working about 100 hours a week. So we're going to share a couple things. One is how to go knock some stuff off the bucket list, create memories, and go have a lot of fun and see the world. And I desperately needed a little of that in my life at the time. I didn't grow up vacationing. I'm here in Ohio, and there's a place called Cedar Point. It's basically kind of like Six Flags, and I grew up just with my mom, and I have a couple younger sisters, and those were our family vacations. That was about it. I had been on two flights, so I had not really witnessed and seen a whole lot. And since getting, introduced to kind of this industry and community at this point now, my wife and I have been on over 100 vacations, and Cedar Point is awesome. I agree. It is. If you like roller coasters and amusement parks, it is up there with the best of the best. But it gets a little old after about 20, 30 times in a row, every year. I'd like to go check some other stuff out. But yeah, it is pretty cool. But we've been able to take over 100 trips now since kind of getting introduced to, this type of community and lifestyle. So it has just been, a massive blessing. And when I was working, I didn't have like a great career, or financially we weren't in an awesome situation. I was working about 100 hours a week. At night I delivered pizzas, and then during the daytime I used to run like a little health food store, basically. And I liked that, but long story short, when I was 21, I almost died in a car wreck. I couldn't work for about 10 months, and it really just kind of flipped my world upside down in so many different ways. Health stuff, but I still have stuff, from, to this day. And then I just ended up having over $100,000 in medical bill debt, and my lawsuit went really bad. It was basically kind of a country music song. It was a very unpleasant season. So we're people of faith, and not, try to preach about that or push that or whatever. But for us, this was really kind of an answer to prayers, because of kind of where we were at and what we had going on. And within about 14 months of having an open mind, meeting some strangers, and checking out something that my friend was excited about, I was able to transition to just doing this. So I've just been, in this industry and working from home since February of 2014, which is a big reason why we've gotten a chance to take so many trips, and super excited to have a chance to help launch this, company that we're gonna break down and share with you guys. So I will share my screen and show you how it all works. Sorry, guys, you don't have to be great with technology to do this, FYI. So the company itself is called Viago. And like I said, the main thing is fun, trips, travel, bucket list stuff, business travel, kids sports, anything you need. We got an awesome community long term. I do believe that ends up being a lot of people's favorite part. We've got ways to save money on the day to day, a little bit of health stuff. We technically have 3 booking engines. We can book as much as we want, as often as we want, whenever we want. There's no restrictions. More similar, to that idea of, like an Expedia. The difference is we're a club, so we want to give people access to more of a wholesale experience, where Expedia is retail. So they're trying to, make as much money as they can per booking, because that's how they have to make money. So just a couple examples. This is Vegas. We have gotten a chance to go to Vegas quite a bit because of this. We have been able to have a lot of fun out there. This is just an example of staying at Caesars. I personally went out there and stayed, and had kind of about this type of pricing one time, staying at Caesars out in Vegas. Public price for this example was about 260. Our price was about $50, a little over $50 a night. So saving over $200 a night on this one. Italy, this is a big bucket list one for us personally. This one is saving over 50% to go out to Venice. New York, this place is not cheap anymore. Public price 728. Our price a little over $300, saving over $400 a night to stay out in New York. Miami, this is more of like a condo Airbnb type of property. We do have some houses and condos, sorts of things. This one's over 80% savings. Once again, it's where you want to go, when you want to go, all that kind of stuff. This part here is not on Expedia. These are really our babies. They're called escapes. We say champagne lifestyle on a Miller Lite budget. Really, really nice stuff. Way more affordable. And they do all the not fun things, in my opinion, when it comes to vacationing. They research the resort, negotiate prices, handle our reservations, excursions, activities, parties. So we can literally just click a button and go. This is really our niche, our jam. And yeah, we scaled this sucker really, really big before COVID, and it was really kind of all we used to do. So we know people love these things. Here are just a couple examples of some stuff we have done this year, and there's some similar kind of trips on the site right now as well. So this is one in Dubai. I know this is a big bucket list trip for a lot of people. This one is 7 days, 6 nights, 650 a person. Over 400 people went on this trip in March, and there's a similar trip on the site right now to go in December. If you want to go to Dubai and go have some fun. This one includes a sunset cruise, desert safari, tours, meals, English guide. All of that is included. And then we have a points program. A point is $1, dollar is a point. In short, it's saying if we have 200 points, then the price is $650 a person. I'll show you how we get points here in a sec, but pretty much everybody has points. Vietnam, 8 days, 7 nights, $699 a person. This one happened in July. A bunch of our friends went out and did this one, and had a blast. And I enjoyed seeing all the pics and videos, but was a little jealous at the same time. Riviera Maya, 5 days, 4 nights, 675 a person, all inclusive. You get a chance to, hang out with some of the leaders in the company, and just kind of get a chance to, rub shoulders, have fun, network. Philippines, 8 days, 7 nights, 750 a person. This one is coming up. I'm sure that one is going to be an absolute blast. Bali, 6 days, 5 nights. This one is in March of 2026, 550 a person. If you're looking to go knock Bali off the bucket list and meet a lot of amazing people. And then we work with an organization called Hug It Forward. So we've been partnered with them through the travel space for quite a while now, and we've helped all together end up building about 150 schools. There is a trip next year if you have an interest in doing something like this. My wife helped build the 100 school, and It was one of her favorite experiences. It is pretty eye-opening if you want to, really kind of yeah, give back and just get your hands dirty and help some people out. It's pretty awesome. And then we have a trip coming up with only a handful, or I don't, there's not a lot of rooms left for this one. This is going to be pretty epic. This trip is to Cabo, December 4th through the 8th. This one has so many different things included, parties, excursions. I mean, this one's gonna lay the red carpet out for you. If you go on any of these trips, you will be spoiled. If you've been on any of these trips, you know what we mean. Once you do one of these escapes, it is very difficult to travel another way. And this one, there's going to be over 1,000 people there. 7.99 a person, 5 days, 4 nights, all those things included, and they're possibly working on more things as well. This is ways to save money on things that we can do while we're at home. We can also use it on vacation, but a lot of things that are non-travel related. Simple things. I've had a lot of my friends use this to go to the movies, take their families, end up saving, 20 to 30% on tickets and popcorn and all that kind of stuff. Just out of curiosity, I really don't know, and I'm just kind of throwing this out there. If you've been on any of those escapes, feel free to throw whatever you want in the chat. It was awesome. We went here, we did this, we did that, whatever. And then if you've done any of the shopping things, feel free to throw something in the chat of, hey, I bought this, or hey, I saved money on that. I just think it's kind of neat. Janice is going to go really in depth and show you a lot of stuff, but there's a pretty big group on here. So I'm sure there are some people that have been on escapes and been spoiled and know what I mean, and also done some shopping. I get my Sam's Club membership through here. Last time I did it, it was $30 off. I think I just looked for somebody recently and it was $35 off this time. Concerts, comedy shows. I just had one of my friends go to Vegas and he went to Chris Brown with his wife. And when we looked it up, it ended up being $200 off a ticket. So that was about half off. All the major amusement parks, shopping. I've had 3 friends buy computers this year. We get employee prices on HP computers. They've saved between $200 to $400. It's a lot. Candidly, people teach me more and more all the time on all the different ways that people are saving money on this part. One of my really good friends, just a couple of weeks ago, she saved $1,200 on her car insurance. I mean, so it can really be significant. These are things that it's like, hey, we're going to do this with or without, us anyways, like things you're already going to buy that we can help. It's like, just go here before, going to Amazon, kind of a thing. We just get in that habit. It can really add up. So once again, this is kind of a little recap of just some kind of popular ways to, save money and get deals and value, with the membership and being a part of the community. I mean, so it is, something that can add up and save hundreds and hundreds, for some people, thousands upon thousands. I've seen a couple names pop on here that I know for sure have saved in the last year, year and a half, literally thousands. I think one of our friends, Cheryl, that I saw pop on, I don't want to misspeak, but I feel like she's saved over $10,000 with buying a car and concerts and a bunch of different things. I mean, so it can add up and be, pretty life changing for, for some people if they really get in the habit of using it. And then this is a service that became really popular during COVID. It's called Telemed or Teledoc. A lot of people are familiar with. It's called Be Well for Us. Basically, it's an opportunity to have access to a doctor whenever you need. You can use it for emergencies, your family. You can use it as much as you need, and there's no copay. We just pay a $5 activation for life, and then literally we could talk to a doctor every day if we wanted to. So just a little kind of a little recap. When I was checking this service out initially, I had went with to a timeshare meeting with my same friend who showed me this about 15 years ago, and I didn't know what they were. He was like, "Hey, we get free breakfast. It's only 45 minutes, and It was a lot longer than that, and it started off at like $38,000. It magically went down to like 13 grand. Then there was a contract. There was about $1,000 a year in maintenance fees, and the whole like Kevin Hart joke is how my checking and savings is set up is, I could not afford one, I couldn't afford that product. But I hated the contract part of it. So I'm looking at this and I'm like, man, this looks really cool. But if it's 10 grand and there's a contract, I'll be passing kind of a thing. So I really liked how this was set up. So we have a one-time activation. Oops. And then see if I can go back. Okay. We have a one-time activation. See, it might end up going back more. I had a couple of times. 451 time for life, 99 bucks a month, no contract, no cancellation fee, no termination fee, no whatever. Just a one-time, a monthly, and that's it. This is where the points come from. So when the 450 turns into 600 points immediately to put towards those trips like Dubai and Cancun and Bali and all that kind of stuff. And then the 99 turns into 100 points a month every month to put towards those same specific sorts of trips. And then the last thing is we get a loyalty trip. So because there's no contract, so we can come and go as we please. I mean, by far, I'm very analytical. I try to take advantage of every like different loyalty program there is, and I mean, there's nothing even close that in terms of like spending on a credit card or buying something from a certain website that for what we put in to be a part of this group, the gift or what we get back just for being a member for 12 months is the best thing that I'm a part of by far. So we get access to a couple different ways to kind of use a getaway. It is there's an activation with it of 99 bucks. There's a 7-night vacation all over the world, all over the United States. I can't speak for I know there's people on here all over the world literally, so I, don't quote me, but for the United States, there's lots of driving options. There's, once again, I can't speak for Europe and Africa and all these other places, but for us, there's lots of places we can use these and drive. There's places all over the world that you can use it. And then you can also turn it into more points to put towards those escape trips. So that is the vacation side of it. And like I said, not really being a traveler growing up, I got pretty excited about that aspect of it. I just um I don't know. We wanted to get access to nice stuff. We didn't want to just travel on the budget that we could afford at that time, and that's why we were looking into like other products and timeshares and stuff. And just for the price of this alone, blew me away at how much more affordable this was than anything else I had ever looked into in the travel space. And not having restrictions and being able to use it as much as we want. And it has been a blast. We have met so many amazing people. A large percentage of the people that were in our wedding, we met on a trip. I mean, it has became, like a family to us, and it's just so much fun to go on these vacations, and it's kind of feels like family reunions, all these different cities and states and countries. Just by being a part of this community, it has just opened so many doors, and we've learned so many different things. And so that's the trip side. There's an entrepreneurial side. It's not mandatory. People don't have to do it. You can just get a membership, party like it's 1999, go see the world and have some fun with us. If you're open-minded to add another stream of income, I will share that part of it. And I got really excited about this. I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur. I feel like from a pretty young age. I don't really know why. Once again, where people have faced, so not trying to push anything, but I feel like God put like a discernment on me of like wanting to like be a person that like changes our family tree and situation and stuff. And I definitely didn't think it would have anything to do with like a travel subscription, but I was open minded, and the more and more successful people I meet, the more and more they are just open-minded to new ideas, meeting new people, and you just never know. And some of the things that they told me that got me excited was, one, they said they would help me because I've never done anything like this. I'm ADD, I'm dyslexic. My last job was Papa John's. So more than likely, everybody on here is more qualified than me, or just as, like, this is not rocket science. They said they'd help me, and they did. And that's why I'm so passionate about this, because of how much people have poured into us to teach us and point us, and read this book and check this out, and just coaching along the way that I just never experienced in any aspect of my life, from sports to finances or whatever. It's unique. I don't know of anything similar at this point. I only hear about really timeshares or travel agents. And then the timing, we always hear, hey, if we could be at the right place at the right time, they said it's better than anything. They said it's better than being smart. And I said, yes, I got a shot, kind of a thing. And, with everything that's happening in the world the last handful of years, in general, COVID, most people didn't travel for a couple years. They want to make up for lost time. Once again, I know people are on here internationally, so I don't know how it all works everywhere. But here in the States, we've experienced quite a bit of inflation. So people want to figure out ways to make more money, or save money on stuff they already want to do anyways. AI stuff, I hear different statistics, but in short, I hear, in the next 5 to 10 years, it's going to impact a lot of people's jobs. And there's just a lot of uncertainty for different industries and businesses. And I mean, I think I heard something, once again, don't quote me, of like, in the next 5 to 10 years, all the Ubering and different stuff is going to become pretty obsolete for people. And I know that's a lot of people's side things, and for some people it's their full-time biz or work or career. So there's just a lot of different uncertainties, which makes people more open-minded. And some other things that we heard from our mentors was, hey, the average millionaire's got about 7 different incomes. So this isn't about, hey, you have to quit your business or quit your career or job. This is just something we add on the side, spare time, part-time. And some other things they mentioned was that idea of leveraged income. And that's really how most people create wealth. Everybody's got 24 hours in a day. There's only so much time. So how do we get ahead? And it's usually as a team. It takes a village. Teamwork makes a dream work. Well, that's what we have access to here, is a group and community. These Zooms happen every Saturday. There's a ton of Zooms happen every day. There's Zooms that are set every single day that people can take advantage of to invite to. Whoever you're working with can, every, groups do it differently. Some people are getting together. Some people are doing everything on Zoom. The point is, you'll have help. You'll have a help and a support and a team. You just kind of basically invite, and we'll teach you that part of it as well, and have some fun and take some trips. So the business side for what we do, it's $49 for the entire year to start the business. That's not monthly. That's once for the whole year. $99 the second year moving forward. No contracts. I think of it like a franchise fee. They handle everything else: websites, customer service, yada, yada, yada. All we have to do is invite people to check it out, have fun, take trips, and go from there. There's the multiple income streams, type of a thing. Um, we get paid a few different ways. Just going to share a couple, keep it simple. Every time somebody becomes a member, we make $100. We can do that as much as we want. First goal is to refer 6, because by doing that, we make $600, but it waives our monthly. So now we don't pay the $99 a month anymore, and we still get access to everything that I shared with you. I thought that was awesome. In my head, $99 a month, it's about $3 a day. I used to get a cup of coffee about every day from a gas station. I'm like, I think this is worth my coffee. If I have to sacrifice my coffee, I'm in. But if I don't have to pay, free sounds better to me. So I got really excited about that. And I referred 6 people in my first 2 days. I was check to check, so I really needed to get this going in motion. So I just plugged into the system and started inviting some folks. And then the idea is, on the business side of it, things, can stay pretty simple, because out of these 6, some of them too say, hey, I want to waive my fees. So when we help, for this example, we help 2 people waive their fees. They make $600. They waive their fees. But that helps us end up making $400 weekly just by helping a couple other people do the same thing that we just did. So altogether at that point, we've made $1,000. We got a free membership. And then we get paid on the back end, what's called residual income. And I didn't know what that was when I first was checking out everything. They said, hey, think of it like royalties. We just joke around and say Michael Jackson money. He's gone, blankets paid. It's the same concept. We can will this to future generations. And I thought that was pretty mind blowing to me, thinking like, man, for how little this cost, that it could have that sort of long term potential for myself, my family, and maybe future generations. So that got us really excited, and really is the financially the biggest reason why we're here is because of that ability to, do something one time and get paid over and over and over and help other people do the same thing. We build what's called a binary. It just means two, left, right, A, B, whole goal, whole bunch of customers. Once we get to 5 on each side, the residuals kick in. We start making $50 a month. Nothing earth shattering. $50 is $50. But the fun part, we don't have to know all 10 of these people, be on all the Zooms. We're just looking for people to help us push down the dominoes and get it in motion. And once again, if I've seen a good chunk of people, if you have the ability to earn residual income right now, can you just throw whatever money signs in the group chat or whatever you want to do, whatever emojis get you excited. But we've got lots of people that are earning residual income within this organization on a regular basis. Once we get to 50 customers on each side, another bonus kicks in where now we start to earn $50 every time one of the people that out of these 100 people, anytime they refer, they make 100, we make 50. That adds up and ends up being pretty significant. The residuals go up to 85 grand a month. At that point, I think we could all budget. But for me personally, I'm not saying this is right or wrong. But when I first really kind of got introduced to this industry, a while back, I didn't need millions of dollars. Like I just wanted freedom. Like I'm a pretty simple guy. I was working 100 hours a week. My quality of life was pretty poor, and I was check to check. I just wanted to be able to like pay all my stuff, pay off debt, do a couple trips, see my family, go to the gym, go to church. Like, I mean, I just things were pretty rough. So this really gave me a kind of like light at the end of the tunnel. And within about 14 months, I was able to have enough residuals to just start doing this. And that was, quite a while ago. And like I said, it has just been a massive blessing for us. And we're so thankful for a lot of people that are on the Zoom that have helped us along the way. And we've just found a lot of awesome people to partner up with and help them go do the same thing. We have a ton of ways to learn. Like I said, Zooms happen every week. This is a platform that's called Viago Inner Circle. It's free the first month. Highly, highly, highly recommend getting into it. If you're a member of Inner Circle and you want to chime in and just, mention something that you've enjoyed and got benefit out, once again, feel free. It is a very extensive platform. I believe that the stuff in here can help be a better person, a better, spouse, significant other, a better parent, better in our job, better, in other things that we do. Obviously, it's geared to help us, building our Viago business, but I do believe the principles that we learn from these wealthy people help us in lots of different areas of our life. We have a ton of ways to learn. We get together a couple times a year in person. If you can sneak out to Cabo and grab one of those last rooms, that will be a pretty unreal experience. Our next time that we are getting together here in the United States is in January of 2026. We're going to be in Phoenix. For our Midwest folks, we are pretty excited to get to somewhere where there's not going to be ice or snow or 20 degrees or whatever, and go have some fun in Phoenix, where it's about one of the best times to be out there. There's parties, there's different things going on. It is just an absolute blast. And you get a chance to rub shoulders, see the bigger picture. There'll be over 1,000 people there. And you get to learn from everybody who talks has made at least 6 or 7 or 8 figures doing this kind of stuff. I loved it. I thought of it like sports camps. Like, hey, if I could have hung out with LeBron or Jordan for the weekend, I'm sure I would have got some, a little bit better, at least at basketball. Same idea. We get a chance to be around the best of the best and learn and grow, have a lot of fun. Uh, I think that one has happened. If you are in Africa and you can get to Zimbabwe, there is an event November 8th, November 9th. That is happening with two of the top income earners in our company. Jesse McPherson is flying out from the Philippines. He has literally made millions of dollars doing this stuff. And Efrosini, I haven't gotten a chance to spend a lot of time with her. She lives in Europe, but she has been a top earner, top female income earner in the industry and has crushed it for a long, long time. Has built huge organizations all over the world. So that is happening in November. We have a wallet that just kind of helps out with, I mean, it's got so many cool features and bells and whistles. As we've just launched the company, this is something that just keeps kind of growing and getting better and better. And this is the last thing on the business side. And candidly, it can end up being the most important part, especially kind of varying on who you're attached to. So we're sharing it with you. If you're excited, you like it, you're not an alien. You're like us. Yeah, and you see what we see. You want to be a part of the community. You take the next best spot. It's yours. You own it. If you wait, think about it, contemplate. Nobody's going to yell at you, but just understand these Zooms happen every day. Your friend knows hundreds, thousands of people. Your network will see this from somebody one way or another. There's a group of leadership on here that we help scale a company from the ground up to over $1 billion, millions of members. We have no doubt we're going to go do it again. And this is my first time ever getting a chance to launch a company. So myself and a lot of us, we're doing everything in our power to take advantage of that and help as many people as possible be first, in their cities, communities, networks. So if you wait, no worries, but your friend's going to go show some other folks. Andy says $500 to get everything rocking and rolling. You can't start a lemonade stand for $500, and you definitely cannot buy any travel products for $500. So they hop in. You come back, you get started. Welcome to the team. That's awesome. We'll help you the exact same way. Doesn't change anything for us. But in this example, Andy gets excited, starts rocking and rolling. Maybe Andy refers 1 people, 10 people. Maybe he refers somebody, who puts in tens or hundreds of people. Once again, since this is a pretty big meeting, if you've ended up having that happen in your organization, can you throw an emoji? I don't know what emoji, but like if you've seen one person lead to 10 or 30 or 50 or 100, throw that in the group chat, because any of us that have been around for a while, we've seen it. Like we know the power of just one person that gets fired up and just blows it out of the water. So anyhow, point is you just never know who that person's going to be, or it might not be them, but they refer somebody, 6 months from now who crushes it, but you waited and now you miss out on those people. Where if you would have got started first, anything that happens after you can end up benefiting from. So it's just a visual, and just being blunt or candid or whatever. It's like, if you don't want to do it, don't do it. But if you want to do it, thinking about doing it, you're probably going to do it next week, or you're going to wait till 2026. There's no advantage of waiting, because you just never know who you're going to miss out on. And it just kind of procrastinates on helping you get to wherever you want to get to. So 2026 can be different than 2025 or 2024. Delaying it only is going to end up hindering you. So recap, $500 gets everything rocking and rolling one time, $99 a month, no contract. We get a bunch of points. 12 months later, we get one of those getaways. And for me, like I said, I was check to check. I wasn't in a great situation. My friend was kind of in the same boat for different reasons. And we met a guy who was doing really well. And, he just said, hey, man, obviously what you're doing isn't working. Like you're already working super hard. For things to change, you got to change. And you got to try something different, and I just thought, I've wasted this kind of money on shoes, clothes, video games, girls I don't date anymore. Like it wasn't this massive investment. Like once again, if it was like 10 grand, I couldn't do it. Like I don't know how, like, yeah, I didn't have credit. Like there's just no means, but I knew, like, man, I spent $500 on so many silly things that had zero chance at making me money or helping me take trips. Now, something else you said is just, hey, as much as possible, spend money on things that actually have a chance of making you money versus just spending it. 2025, is starting to come to an end. And I guarantee if we all thought about it, we've spent $500 this year, or maybe in the last 30 to 90 days on things and stuff that's not going to do anything for advancing us, financially or having more fun. So it was challenging at the time, but I really just kind of plugged into the system. Like I said, in the first 2 days, I made my money back and, waived my fees and all that kind of stuff. And I just was very teachable and very eager to learn and put the action in that they shared with me. So this has been easily the biggest financial blessing in our life. We are super grateful to be a part of this community and want to help as many people as possible. And that's everything for us, guys. If you're, an A, you're ready to rock and roll, your friend can help you get everything set up. It literally takes less than 5 minutes. It's very simple. B, you want to get some questions answered. We're going to take the next, 55 minutes and go over that kind of stuff. Janice is going to go really in depth on the membership, where this thing is, how does that work, all those sorts of things. And then C, you're just ready to be a customer. You want to get a membership. You don't want to tell anybody. You just want to go have fun and have a blast and not share it. We appreciate everybody who just wants to travel with us. Genuinely, that's how lots of us have been able to financially do lots of cool things, is because there's so many people who just want to travel and have fun. And same thing, your friend can help you set up everything and get rocking and rolling. So we appreciate all of your guys' time. And like I said, we'll hop into right now the travel part of like going in depth on the membership. But we look forward to seeing you guys on the beaches of the world, seeing you in Phoenix, and I'd like to be the first one to welcome any of you guys to the team. So welcome to the team.
Awesome,
Thanks.
awesome. Great job, Sean. I'm going
Oh,
to
thanks, Janice.
share.
Appreciate it. I'll Venmo you afterwards.
Okay. Make sure you remember the amount.
Right.
Hey, you guys, we're gonna shift gears a little bit. Sean did an amazing job to share with you the basics of our membership and also the business. Now we're going to go and just take a look at what does that membership include? How do you get take full advantage of that membership? The site that you're looking at, it should be able to see on the screen right now. It should say Club Viago in the middle and great people in the center of the screen, just living life amplified. Over here to the top right is a sign in and how you get started and go into the home page of this. But before you get there, you're going to put in your username and your password. You're going to click on log in. From here, this is where the game changes. I absolutely love this membership, sleep, eat, and breathe it. But once you get to your home page, you're going to see at the top, it's going to say travel and shop. That's where we're going to stay. But before we look at that, what I want to draw your attention to is over to your far right here. You're going to see something that says Viago points. You heard Sean say 1 point equals $1, $1 equals 1 point. So Janice R. Johnson has a little over $5,700 in points that I can use. How? Three different ways. I can use it towards reward escapes your way, or I can use it towards product. Okay. But before we dive into the Viago points, let's go over here to take a look at travel. You heard Sean mention that we have 3 booking engines, and we do. I'm gonna walk you through the very first one, and then over time you'll see the other 2. So the first one is our booking engine. A lot of times when you initially see our presentation, you see this thing called Pro Search. That's exactly what this is. But again, before I dive into this one, draw your attention over here to the far right one more time where it says My Reward Credits. You're going to see that it says 1,230 points. What that tells you is that Janice R. Johnson used her membership. So that's why I call myself a Viagoholic. I absolutely sleep, eat, breathe this stuff. So let's walk through the booking engine and what can happen here. Within the booking engine, you can book hotels, you can book cruises, whether that's ocean cruise, river cruise, sailboats, yachts, whatever the case may be. Every rental car that I rent now, I go through my membership. I check all 3 areas and then I settle on one within my membership. When I go to book a flight, I go and check all 3 areas. This is something that's very cool. It's almost like an Airbnb on steroids. You could book your own homes around the globe, United States and around the globe. Here's some amazing places that you can book. I'm just gonna peep at one real quick for you that's in Costa Rica. And the only reason I'd like to show you that one, because I went to Costa Rica earlier this year, had a blast. But look at what you could do with your membership in renting a home. So look at this. What's available? You have 4-bedroom sleeps 10. We're going to just take a quick look at this one so you can see what this looks like. This is the home gallery for it. You guys, this is an amazing, amazing property. And what this is a part of your membership. How do you get access to it? You have to go to clubviago.com, click it, and just start looking around so that you can understand the benefits at your fingertips. Because when I tell you Club Viago membership has its privileges, it absolutely does. Okay, so we're going to shift gears one more time, and we're going to go back to the main component here because I want to keep moving here so that you can see a lot more that's a part of it. You also can book by weeks. You may say, well, Janice, I don't travel all the time, or really not out of my city, maybe out of my state. Well, you can do what's called staycations up under activities. Up under activities, you could book by city. If you click on activities, and then you see this in one more location with under member deals, you could book and put your city. Like, for example, we're all going to Phoenix in January. I'm already looking ahead what kind of discounts on local things that we can get, but this is also around the globe. Over here to the far right, if you click on lifestyle, if you drop down to transport and lounges, if you're interested in traveling by train or rail, whatever the case may be, you could highlight and put that in here. Now, the last thing I want to show you on this booking engine is up under support. If you are responsible, let's say, for planning a wedding, you're responsible for a class reunion, family reunion, a big social event, it's a group trip, and you don't want to do all of the legwork, guess what? Our membership is designed to make it easy for you. So you click on support. Over here to the far left, you're going to see this thing says travel reservations. You can drop down to group travel request. And all you're going to do is provide our company with the information for this trip. They're going to already have your name populated. You're going to let them know where you want to go, the dates, the time frame that you're there, and oh, by the way, how many rooms that you need. You may need up to 25 rooms, whatever the case may be, however that trip is being planned. And then you're going to let them know what type of trip is this, a business travel, it's a celebration. Heck, I just got a divorce. I'm throwing a big party. All my friends are coming with me to celebrate. Whatever it is, a reunion, like I said, class or family reunion, it doesn't matter. You may be doing a destination wedding and you want to take the relief, have relief, and somebody else doing the legwork. You could do that through this membership. So you guys, take the time to go to clubviago.com and just look around and see what you have. Can go here before you go anywhere else, okay? When you click on the logo to the far left, this takes you back to your homepage. Now we're following on the travel still. So we've talked about the booking engine. Now we're going to Escapes Your Way. You heard Sean say once he went on the first Escape His Way, Your Way, he didn't want to travel any other way. That's exactly how I am. Escapes Your Way are incredible trips that are curated just for us, 4 and 5-star level. You don't have to do any thinking with it. You can go there, put up wallets, put up purses, whatever the case may be, because everything 9 times 10 is taken care of you, taken care for you. You could book in Africa. You could book in Europe, Asia, South Pacific, the Middle East, Mexico, and the Caribbean, Central and South America, and also North America. So let me show you one. Actually, I'm going to show you two because he referenced another effort that we have within this Ultimate Lifestyle Club that's absolutely incredible. So here's several trips right here. Each page holds about 4 different trips or Escapes Your Way, travel vacation. And look at this, we have 13 pages of vacations that are available to you, okay? Once you go in here and determine where you want to go, you look at the details to build out that trip. So what I'm going to do is go to the very last one because one of my favorite ones, that's to Phuket, Thailand, that several members probably on this call have already been to or planning to go. This is to Phuket, Thailand, you guys. Believe it or not, for 5 days, 4 nights, your price point per person, double occupancy, is only $399. $399 to go to Phuket, Thailand. So let's take a look at what does this mean. And I have to be honest with you, when friends started talking about this, we went actually 2 years ago, a part of another travel company. We went here and we saw the exact same. When I tell you it looked immaculate, it looked just like this, because I was a little concerned for $399 for 5 days, 4 nights, but we got more than our money's worth. It's always going to tell you within an Escape Your Way what is required, what is the minimum group size. It's going to provide a number here. So for this trip, the minimum group size is 6 people, not 6 rooms, but 6 people. Keep that in mind. What's great about Escapes Your Way is always going to provide to you what's involved, and also is going to be a built-in itinerary. You remember, you don't have to do the legwork. This is that VIP treatment. And on this trip, accommodations, transportation, someone's waiting for you at the airport with a sign with your name or your group name on it to take you and shuttle you over to the resort. All your food and drinks are included. And then look at this, you guys. These are all of the excursions that are involved. And guess what? You're not figuring out, how am I going to get back and forth from the excursion? Do we have to get an Uber? Do we have to get a Lyft? No, the transportation is already taken care of. And oh, by the way, each person gets a 60-minute Royal Thai massage on this vacation for only $399 per person, double occupancy. And here's the itinerary. Absolutely incredible. Remember, I say you don't have to do the legwork. The only thing you do on top of this is purchase your airfare to get there. So when I tell you membership in Club Viago has its privileges, it absolutely does. So that's Escapes Your Way. You have a big window of time that you can go and take a trip. And these trips are curated for you, 4 and 5 star level. But we also have this thing called reward escapes. Because remember, we get Viago points. Viago points can be applied to the reward escape. So the difference between a reward escape and an Escape Your Way is that Escapes Your Way has specified time frames that you're going to go. The dates for the trip is already set up. So I'm going to just scroll down. That's already sold out. I love when I see sold out. Here's one that you could book now, but we can go just a little bit farther down here. I saw a couple of people say they want to go to Dubai. I know some people call it Dubai, but it is really Dubai. Once you go for the first time, you're like, oh, okay, we get it. Understand. We always try to change up how we say stuff. But at the end of the day, this is a reward escape planned for the end of this month, October 26th to 31st, 6 days, 5 nights, $737.50 per person, double occupancy. That's if you don't have any Viago points. But if you have Viago points, guess what? You can apply up to 100 of your Viago points. That drops your trip. Look at this, you guys, down to $587.50. Now, you want to know more about that property? What do you go over here? Click on book now. When you click on book now, you're not booking it now. You're just going to look at what's included, what is the itinerary, because again, reward escapes are similar to your Escapes Your Way. And it's going to show you everything is included here. They're even taking you over to Abu Dhabi to look at some things. It'll also let you know what's not included. But again, just like Escapes Your Way, let me drop down a little farther. I want you to see that there's an itinerary already in place where you don't have to think about anything. Now, if you want to do other things while they're there, while you're there, can you? Absolutely. It's your vacation. And I recommend if you go, there's a beautiful, nice, if you're into jazz club in this 5 star property. Quincy Jones' son owns, absolutely top notch, you guys. But these are the experiences that we have at our fingertips just because of this membership. So the next area under travel is Reward Escapes Your Way. And this is something that's brand new. We've had this about 30 days as a part of our membership. The difference between a reward escape and a reward escape your way is you get to customize the trip. You get to select the hotel that you want to go to, whether it's a 3 star, 4 star, or 5 star. And here are the packages that we have available for you. You can look at this a lot to Malaysia. We have, oh man, it just gets amazing, more and more China. You just name it. But let's just take a look at one because I want you to see what I'm referring to. Let's click on this one. And again, just like Escapes Your Way, Reward Escapes is going to provide you what's included. And it just went away. What just happened? Bear with me. Here we go. Let me look at the details again. There we go. That should take me to it. So it's going to provide you the details of what's included on this trip. This is a 9 days, 8 nights, you all. $839.75 per person, double occupancy. The only thing you're adding on top of there is your airfare. And where will you book your airfare? through your membership. You have 3 different booking engines that you could do that with. So what I'm gonna do, because you've seen some of this other information, everything's included, someone's actually picking you up from the airport, but I want to just show you the difference for this one. When we say you could customize it, there's your itinerary. Everything is taken care of. You don't have to think about it. But then this is how you get to cut. Somehow I got muted. Sorry about that. Don't know what just happened, you guys. All right. So hopefully you can still hear me. So that is your reward escapes your way. The last area under travel is getaways. Now, getaways are very special because you get a getaway voucher that you could activate and use in 4 different ways when you are part of our loyalty program. That means you're a Club Viago Plus member or better. You've maintained your membership 12 consecutive months. On the 13th month, we have a subsidiary company that will provide you with a voucher that you can use in 4 different ways. But before we dive into those 4 different ways, draw your attention over to the top right. You always want to know, how many vouchers do I have? So this is saying Janice R. Johnson has 3 getaway vouchers. So I can go on a couple of different trips any way I want to. So one of the first ones that you can go on is a cruise for 5 days, 4 nights. That's for 2 people. And you have up to 24 months once you activate your voucher to book it. But then you have 3 other ways that you could use it as well. It's going to be to Mexico for 5 days, 4 nights, and also the Caribbean. We have pre-selected areas that you can go to. The 2 areas that I really like, and I'm gonna dive in a little bit more for you, is the Dine and Stay Unlimited, and then the 8-day, 7-night stay. So let's take a look at the Dine and Stay Unlimited. So what does this mean to you? I get to dine and stay unlimited in Europe for a full year. Once you activate your voucher, you could go back and forth as many times to Europe you want, or you could country hop while you're already there. So for this exercise, the only thing that we're going to do is look at the live inventory. But if you were ready to book, you're going to select choose dine and stay unlimited voucher. But for now, look at all the options. In addition to this, I know Portugal is not a part of Europe, but we've added Portugal and also the DR. So we're going to click on see live inventory. The next screen that comes up, you're going to click on live inventory one more time. Click here, and then you're going to have 2 options. You're going to have the sign in or activate. When you see activate, that means you're almost ready to start booking your trip. And something just changed, but we're going to just keep going. We're going to just keep going because we're in dine and stay. That's right. I'm sorry. I do this so many times, I get too excited about it. But for this part, you're directly into dine and stay unlimited. So it's just going to show you all of the areas that you can go. But how do you select or determine where you want to go? You could do a couple of different ways. You could go up on the destinations, where it's going to show you each country that we have access to in Europe. Is going to provide the name, like Austria, and in parentheses, what are the total number of options that you have to stay. Now, what I would like to do is show you the second option. The second option is by a travel theme. That means you're going either, let's say you're a big sporting person, you want a spa, you may want to click here, or you may be a gourmet foodie kind of person like me, or you say, I want to stay just somewhere 100% luxury. You got here, you got various different options. But for this exercise, let's go and click on Portugal, because this has just blown me away, the access that we have because of this membership. Can you imagine activating a voucher one time for $99 to go to Europe as many times as you want, and you can go and stay in a palace? Yes, this is a palace in Portugal. So how does this work? Remember, I said dine and stay unlimited. Your dine is you are responsible. It's a mandatory breakfast and dinner that you're required to pay each day that you're there. You can stay anywhere from 1 night or up to 6 nights at any of these properties. But guess what you're not paying for? You're not paying for the lodging. That's a part of the thank you for maintaining your membership 12 consecutive months. And every 12 months, you're going to get another voucher on that 13th month that you can just go travel the world any way you want. So once you understand what your requirement is for the breakfast and dinner, which is $125 euro each day, you want to make sure this is the kind of property that meets your standards when you're traveling. So you just go up here and look at the pictures, and if this matches what you want and your expectations, go ahead and book it. So that's one of the other options for your voucher. The next one that we're going to look at is going to be, excuse me, I think I'm going to cheat just a little bit by putting in clubvigo.com one more time just to go back to the main page for Getaway, so I don't waste too much time 'cause I'm on the clock and I want to make sure we get all of this amazing information about this Ultimate Lifestyle Club to you. So under Getaways, we're going to look at the fourth option of way that you can use this. This is the 8-day, 7-night. What I love about the 8-day, 7-night option, you can actually use it as a staycation if you want to. I've been considering, since I have 3, maybe using one of them to stay just locally in Atlanta, Georgia. And we may just do that, I don't know. But at the end of the day, you go here, you click on read more. And once you're here, and this is when I was kind of got a little forward on a moment ago, the Getaways, this is when I tell you, it's difficult to figure out where you want to go because you have so many options. So here are all the countries, the places that you can go and you can use this voucher. You see live 7-night stay inventory. Again, if and when you're ready to book your book over here, you go activate your voucher, and then we're going to walk through this real quick. So let's take a quick look at our live inventory. Once the next screen comes up, this is where you will hit, again, live inventory. And then the next one is where we're going to click on sign in or activate. So you'll click up here. And the difference between sign in and activate is you activate your voucher, you received your activation code. That means you're ready to go book a trip. We're not ready to book a trip. We're just in, let's go be nosy. Let's look out there what's available. So we're going to focus in on sign inside. So you probably say, well, where, Janice, do I get the information for here? It's under learn more. So to get the information to sign in to look at live inventory, you're going to click on learn more. Once it learn more, look at the middle of the screen where it says to preview 7-night stay getaway availability. In the middle of the screen is going to give you a special email address and a password. Because I've done this a few times, all I need to do is copy and paste the password in up here and then go from there. Once I click on sign in, you're going to see a quick error message. I know the company is still working on this and that will go away, but you just click on it. It's not going to bother you. Once on the screen, you're going to go to Explore Resorts. To see what's available at your fingertips, you go to Explore Resorts. Once here, you're going to select your benefit, select 7-night getaway, preview, apply that benefit. And guys, I know I'm running this pretty fast, but the intent is to give you an overview of what you have at your fingertips so that your savings outweigh your monthly maintenance of your membership, okay? So now we're going to select on do the drop down for destination. You guys, this is when it just gets crazy. These are all the different places that we could go to if we want to because we have a voucher. Let's look at the Caribbean since we just kind of talked about Europe a moment ago. Let's say your heart is set on going to Aruba, but if the sky's the limit, let's not click on everything. Let's just show you an example of how this works. Now, you may have seen Puerto Rico over here somewhere, and I know that's not a part of the Caribbean. Just work with us, stay with it. So I'm going to put in some dates here. I'm going to put in tomorrow out to November 12th, about 30 days. Now, I recommend you don't change any of this information because once you click on find search results, it's going to pull back, our system will pull back everything that's available. Now, before you get excited and start diving in and searching, what I recommend you do, click on the words lowest price because we're looking for 2 magical words, no charge, no additional charge. I've already activated a voucher for $99. Let's really take full advantage of this membership. So let me show you how this reads. It's going to provide you the name of the property, the location. This is in the Bahamas. It's telling me that this is 4 Keys, and it's going to tell me the unit availability and the price in USD. So this unit has a 1-bedroom that sleeps 4. It has a full kitchen. It's going to provide me the dates, no charge. But maybe I want to take more people with me because remember, this is an 8-day, 7-night. I could take anywhere between 2 to 8 people with me. All the other options is you plus 1 person. So I can get a 3-bedroom that sleeps 8, has a full kitchen during these dates, no additional charge. If you guys can find that in any other company, let me know. I bet you won't, but I'll wait. So let's keep moving on. The next area I want to move on to We're going to go over to savings. This is all getaways. I just want to show you one. Type in clubviago.com again, just for the sake of time, instead of backtracking here. We're going on the shop. So what we've covered so far is one of three booking engines: your Escapes Your Way, Reward Escapes, and how you use Viago points; Reward Escapes Your Way, how you can customize the trip; and Getaways if you're a part of the Club Viago Plus or better. But keep in mind, you could always upgrade to this, okay? Now we're going to go to shop, and this is one of my favorite. I call myself the member deals queen, because we have got so many amazing deals. It's just been incredible. But before I go into those deals, I want to show you the second place that you could book travel within your membership. That's over here to the far left. The reason I like the one here under member deals is because of the three, this is the only one that allows you to package and save. Okay, that means I could put in hotel, flight together, hotel, flight, rental car. It doesn't matter. But just for this exercise, let's put in hotel and flight together. We're going to go from the ATL, because that's where I am. We're going to leave out of Hartsfield, Jackson, and we're going to go to, let's go to Montego Bay. People know that's on my list for next year. We're going to look at this and go in February, maybe bring in Valentine's over there. 8 days, 7 nights. There we go. And we're going to click on search package. So our company is going to go and find the best of the best for us. But what's great about this, you can filter on it, say, well, I only want to stay at 4-star or better. Or if you know a property that's in Montego Bay that you would like to specifically stay at, you can also put in that information as well. But as soon as the results come up, I'm going to walk you through what does this look like, okay? Now, before we go on, I want to change it to hotel star level 4 and better. And if you had a property that you stayed at or you've heard about, you can put that information here, okay? So let's take a look at this one, the secrets. St. James, Montego Bay, here in the middle of the screen. This is a 5-star property. You guys, for 8 days, 7 nights, for $2,425 per person, we could be here. And that price point includes your hotel, flight, taxes, and fees. And it's showing you, because of your membership, you're saving $822. This is a trip under $5,000 and includes everything at a 5-star property. So you guys, membership in Club Viago has its privileges. The only way you're going to know about that, if you take the time and go look around on the site and just play around with it and figure out what is it out here, what else can I be doing with my membership, okay? So that's travel. Now we're going to walk through the panel up top here and just talk a few things here. We have access to the best of the best theme parks and attractions around the globe. I've used this a couple of times. We went to Orlando last year. We got our Universal Studio tickets through here. We have the Georgia Aquarium here in Atlanta. The advantage of having this membership is if I book if I book Georgia Aquarium, let's say I want to go Monday. I'm not feeling well on Monday. If I go out there to the georgiaaquarium.com site, I lose my money. But if I book it through this membership, I have up to 6 months to go whenever I want. So when I tell you we have the deal, we have the deal. If you believe we have the deal, you guys put deal in the chat for me. We also have hotels that you can get some great deals on. Rent a car, every rent a car I get. We were just in Columbus, Ohio. I rented my car through my membership. You have various water parks you can go to. There are movie tickets that you can get. Now, I am an AMC person. If you are not, it's okay. We have Regal, we got Cinemark, Showcase, a lot of other ones on here, but I tend to like this one because it gives you a great combo pack. This combo pack is amazing. You have combo pack that's a AMC Black, an AMC Yellow, AMC Black. Let me show you. AMC Black, what that means is you can go to any AMC theater in the continental USA and get 2 tickets, 2 drinks, and a bag of popcorn for $32.95. And guess what? When you purchase this, it never expires. So again, membership in Club Viago has its privileges, but we also have a yellow one, because you say, I don't want to spend over 30 bucks. Okay, $29.95. You get the same thing, 2 tickets, 2 drinks, and a bag of popcorn. The only difference with the yellow is you can't use it in New York, New Jersey, and California. So I'm good in Georgia, okay? So, I bought several of these and just go at the drop of the dime. Now, you can also go by choose a city, because I do understand Everybody didn't like to travel all the time. You like to do a staycation, or if you have family and friends coming to visit, why not look ahead and see what you could do and take the family out while they're visiting? Or if you know you're going to a place like Phoenix, Arizona in January, look ahead and see, hey, are there some extra things that we could do when we get there? Absolutely. There are a few things that we could do in advance, but this is what your membership does. But not only for the United States, this is international. When we went to Dubai last year, we looked around, and even though we had a full schedule, we wanted to know what else could we do. The shopping deals, this is where it gets crazy, you guys. This is why I am, in my mind, Member Deals Queen. We have gotten so many deals, it's incredible. We've done and had a great time. I can't go into all of them, but I'm gonna share with you one deal that we absolutely just did 2 weeks ago. I was with my insurance company for over 30 years. Over 30 years. I finally left them to change my auto and my home insurance. I've saved with my auto $77 a month because of this membership. Just because of this membership, my home insurance, now I've saved $1,500, and I used by going through Farmers Insurance Choice. They go and search for you the best of the best deals. So I'm about to wrap it up for you. Just one last thing before I close out, and that's the Benefit Hub. I want you to make sure you understood where your third place was to book your travel, and that's right here under the Benefit Hub. When you go there for the very first time, you have to create an account. I recommend you use your same credential you use for Club Viago, and you use it there. So you guys, that's about my time. I appreciate you joining and listening in to this part. The next segment, I'm gonna hand it back over to Sean. He's gonna walk you through the fast start and how you get started right when you get a membership or membership in the business. So you guys, thank you so much for joining. Sean, back over to you.
Well, thanks, Shar, for the text. I was talking to myself for the last couple minutes. Thanks, Janice, for appreciate you going through the travel side of everything. You did awesome. I always find it useful to have other people share, the travel, to kind of just see all the deals and benefits. If you learn something new, throw that in the chat, or anything that you feel like you got value out of for Janice. Please show her some love. That was awesome. So I'm gonna buzz through the business side of it and just go through a couple basics. And once again, I'm gonna show kind of two different invites. Whatever your leader is using and tells you to do, then do that. I'm not here to contradict anybody. There's just a couple of different things that one thing that we've done for a long time. That's what I'm going to share with you initially, and then there's a group that has been using a kind of a group chat strategy that I've started to use about 8 months ago and have enjoyed quite a bit. So when we got kind of introduced to this industry, I heard an audio by a gentleman that at the time, just to be conservative, I think he was making over 30 grand a month. And at the time, for me personally, I was, like I said, not in a great situation. I was check to check, 6 figures in debt, and just really kind of eking by. And I had been in this industry before and hadn't had really any success. So by the time I kind of met a lot of these people, I was very teachable because I needed to get this going. When I first got introduced to the industry, I was in college. And I just didn't really take it very serious. I just kind of messed around with it. And then once I got in that car wreck, and I lost my job. I couldn't work for so long. I found out quickly that, gosh, I wish I would have taken this industry serious, because I really needed a way to make money from home and I really needed residuals, and I didn't have really anything going on at that time. So by the time I came to this, it's kind of that whole saying of like, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. So that's kind of where I was at, and one thing that kind of helped me to get off to a pretty fast start. So if this is your first day, awesome. If you've been around for a while, fantastic. If you're crushing it, awesome. If you'd like to get, some things in motion, I would just, challenge you to kind of have a reset, be open-minded to, just applying some of this stuff, and just kind of giving yourself some grace, and having this be a fresh day, a fresh start, and we can get this thing, rocking and rolling. The first thing that they said was to have fun. And for I know a good amount of you guys, that is not a struggle for many of you. You guys know how to have fun, and we've gotten a chance to have fun lots of different places. I am not really the most outgoing. Just kind of came from a sports background and stuff, and was a little bit more serious, and I'm pretty laid back, and all that. So this was a little bit more of a challenge for me. But once again, the guy who was doing this said, hey, the more fun you have, the more money you make. So I was like, all right, well, fortunately, my wife is a lot of fun, so I can kind of lean on her to kind of get the fun going. But just the point is, most people have a job or a business or different things going on um that they don't really love, what I mean? Or they already, so if we're not, people aren't looking for second jobs or second bosses. They're looking for second incomes, or hope, opportunity, or fun. So just in general, keeping this thing light and having a good time. Picking a trip, I mean, Jana showed you so many different trips that are coming up. Obviously, if you can make Cabo, I'd highly suggest that. But I mean, there's so much stuff to finish this year. There's already a bunch of awesome trips going into 2026. So if you're in the situation where you have the means to book a trip, then awesome. Being candid and vulnerable and stuff. I wasn't really in that scenario. Like I was literally like, I wasn't even check to check. I was like day by day, like, because I delivered pizza, so I get tips every night. So I was like, I'm depositing money every day to like just keep my account out of the negative. So I couldn't book a trip, right out of the gate. Once again, if you're in that situation, that is awesome. Book it, go, and go have fun. But you can do that stuff later. Getting a list rocking and rolling. I'll show you the invite. Once again, some of these things are all different. Lots of people are just building on Zoom. Some people are still doing lots of things in person if you're in the middle. So whatever you're doing with your leadership and community and stuff, for the social gathering kind of a deal. The second thing they mentioned was just being coachable. This is not a complicated thing, but it goes against kind of some of our uh instincts, in my opinion. And I'll kind of, a lot of it goes into a couple different areas when I mention that. So it's just something that they mentioned to me that really kind of registered was, in short, the better that you guys do, the better that whoever you work with does. Like, the more money you make, the more money that they make. So I mean, our goal is to try to provide the best advice humanly possible. We want you to succeed. In theory, we'd love for you to be more successful than us, because that creates real stability. When you have people in your organization who are better than you, those are fun days. So, that's kind of the idea, is we're not going to, tell you things that aren't going to help you, get to where you want to get to. And all that kind of stuff. So just understanding like the intentions of people, their goals for you, and just that idea of like, hey, think about anything that we did for the first time. More than likely it was uncomfortable. The greatest thing about our industry, in my opinion, in business, is that anybody can be a part of it. It doesn't matter your age, your background, your, how you grew up, your level of education, any of that crap. None of that matters. It's equal opportunity for everybody. The challenge is anybody can do this, and it doesn't cost that much. So if you invested like $1 million to start a McDonald's, or 50 or 100 grand to open up your own bar, you'd probably be, very receptive to coaching. Where with us, it's like a few $100s. Some of us spend this on a weekend and we don't remember, so that's the challenge is like, you don't have, obviously it's your own business. You can do whatever you want, but just understand we're going to try to help you as much as possible. Getting a list put together, the bigger the list, the more opportunities. Once again, if you opened a restaurant, if you opened a spa, if you opened whatever, any kind of business, you got to get a lot of people to know that you're in business and see what's going on. In the beginning, 20, 30 people is enough to get everything, rocking and rolling. And just getting a list on paper of people that we want to share it with and show some different kind of memory jogger ideas, categories to kind of jump things off is, if you had a flat tire, who would, 1 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, or, who would somebody that you would call that would help you out? Like I call it, my lingo is like your ride or dies. Like, who are your people that you can count on? I hate moving. I have moved more times than I'd like to count, through like my childhood and stuff. So, like I think of like, who would I help move? There's not a lot of people, those are my ride or dies, so who would help you move? Who would you ask to be in your wedding? Simple stuff is like, who are the last 10, 20 people that you called? Who are the last 10, 20 people that you messaged on Facebook or you shot a text message to? Your closest people. Yes, we can show the person that we met at the grocery store. But how about we start with your sister or your best friend or, because this is a business of relationships and I do meet new people all the time. I like playing basketball and that's kind of one avenue I try to like make new friends and stuff. But I am focused on people that I have relationships with first and then, sharing with those people as, time goes on. But 20, 30 people to kick things off. Who's fun? Who's in bit, who's the life of the party? Who do you think of like, oh man, if they come to the party, we're gonna have a blast. Um, who is competitive, who has to win it, like, when you guys play a board game or cards, they have to win. Who is like, who sells cars or insurance or realtors, who owns businesses, who are some of the most successful people that and once again, there's no absolutes, but just in my experience of being in this industry, I mean, I can't think of anybody. I don't like saying absolutes, but there's nobody off the top of my head who I would think is successful who has ever been closed-minded to checking this out. It doesn't mean that they all join, but I just I've had far more weird stuff said to me from people who uh don't have a pot to pee in or aren't doing that great, then I have somebody who like owns businesses and has a lot of good stuff going on. They're usually open to networking and checking out new ideas. So who's fun, who's successful, who is maybe somebody who is frustrated and struggling or check to check or just kind of maybe at the bottom of the roller coaster who wants more out of life. Once again, those are just some different ideas to kind of get things going. Once again, simple stuff. If I said, hey, I'll send you on a trip to Hawaii, but the only way you can go is if you bring 20 people. Just who are the people that you want to put on that list? Here is the flat tire kind of example. Here is kind of the dissatisfied, driven, fun, kind of things. The two biggest challenges that I kind of see, when people launch their business or are in the business or whatever, is we start to prejudge people, and even if we write them down, we won't show them for various reasons. All this person's too successful. Um, we've seen like extremely wealthy, famous people be a part of our communities before. And I've worked with some of them. Like it just once again, I'm telling you, be really surprised. Like just this person's too young, this person's too old, this person's too broke, this person's too lazy. If you would have worked with me with Papa John's, you never would have chose me to do something like this. Why? Because I got paid, I don't know, $4.50 an hour and my tips. And I was just there to do what I had to do to get in and get out. I showed up as late as possible. I'm trying to leave as early as possible. I hate this place, so I'm not the model. I'm not a good employee, which is why I need to be, here. But if you'd have like met me maybe behind sports or, in a different scenario, you might have thought, oh, okay, like I could see he's a hard worker or this or that. So you just never know, like, where people are at, what motivates them, what kind of turns their, crank. And people also ride the roller coaster in life. Sometimes you catch somebody, they just got a promotion, they just had this thing happen, or they just whatever, and they're just kind of high on life and they're just not open-minded. And then they get their promotion and they find out it's not worth it. The stress happens. They're not getting, the bonuses that they were promised aren't, being given to them or whatever. So now they're at the bottom of the roller coaster. So once again, you just kind of having them still on the list to follow up or show in the future. A saying we heard from a mentor was some will, some won't, so what, and then I get, one caveat of that is like some watch. Like social media is a cool tool. It's not to like rub it in their face, but it's like, come to Phoenix with us, post pictures, have fun. Go to Cabo, post pictures, have fun. Go to Dubai, go to these different places and go have fun. And it kind of just puts a little jab of like, yep, I'm doing what I said I'm gonna do, kind of without having to even say anything. So when you circle back with people, they'll say stuff like, "Oh, I saw you were in Phoenix. Oh, I saw you're here." Yeah, it's like they're watching you, So if you just don't burn the bridge, in my I go with the rule of like, as long as they're nice to me, I'll follow up. If they're rude or say something snarky or whatever, personally, I don't follow up because I'm like, if you're mean to me, like I'm keeping it pushing. Like I don't need that in my life. You don't need to say yes, but if you throw shade or not, yeah, I'm kind of uh I will not be giving you a chance to be a part of our group, So we don't want Debbie Downers or Johnny Rain Clouds, a part of the community. So and we want to help you move fast. A thing that I kind of just joke or quote or about is like Ricky Bobby. If you're not first, you're last, kind of a thing. Like we heard early on, fast is fun, slow is painful. So once again, if you're brand new, we want to help you get off to a fast start. If you've been with us for 6 months or a year, I just that is irrelevant. If you're crushing it, fantastic. If you're not where you want to be, today is a new day. If you make a list, if you apply some of the stuff that Janice, taught you, and I'm just kind of referencing from mentors and stuff, you can get off and this can be a brand new day for your business. This compensation plan is very simple. Literally, all we have to do is find two people who take this really serious, have credibility, get after it, and our life can dramatically change. And we don't even have to know those people. It can just be through the grapevine of somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody, and boom, hundreds of people come in, thousands of people come in, and you just go from like, okay, I'm kind of plugging along to all of a sudden, bam. So you just never know. Something I heard a long time ago that stuck with me is like you're one meeting from being at an all-time high. Like you're just one meeting from like finding somebody who like gets it like you get it, and you're like, oh my gosh, there's more people like me that are out here. And it just gets you fired up. Once you find somebody to get onto the same page with, or two people, it's kind of winner, winner, chicken dinner. Invite stuff. This is what a lot of us have used for a long, long time. Once again, I will just pivot and show you a different invite. But this is what a lot of us have used forever. The first thing is just being in a hurry. So if I was inviting, Janice, I'm not kind of saying like, hey, how's the weather? And what'd you do 2 Saturdays from go? It's like, hey, Janice, real quick, I got to get into the gym, but hey, I wanted to see what you had going on later on tonight or at most tomorrow. Personally, I just invite for today or tomorrow. If you hear something different from your leader, do it. But inviting, in my experience, 5 days out, 2 weeks out, you'll have way more people say yes, and then a lot of them will reschedule because they'll forget about this, that, or the other, So, hey, real quick, what do you have going on tonight at 7 o'clock? If they say, oh, little Johnny's got soccer practice or I got a date, we just keep it moving. We don't beg them. That's where it kind of says on the second step, win or lose type of a deal. It's like, hey, no worries, Janice. I got to get into the gym, get my swole on. Talk to you later. Be yourself, have fun with it. you know, your first calls, you probably won't have fun, you'll be nervous, but like as you do it more and more, just be yourself. If you're goofy and you joke around, be that. If you're not, then you know, be who you are, you know. So but if I was getting through those steps of like, hey Janice, real quick, I'm about to go into the gym, but what do you have going on? You know, at 7, if she said, oh, not too much, I'd say, awesome. Man, I got something I'm super excited about. We got to get on a Zoom, or hey, we got to meet up in person, or hey, I'm having some people over to the house. Once again, this is kind of a one-room schoolhouse, so kind of people are doing it differently. So that part of it, you know, figure out with your leader if you're having people over, if you're getting on a Zoom, if you're meeting them for a coffee. But the bottom line is you just let them know you're excited, and you know, just kind of confirm the time and keep it moving. Awesome. Hey, I'll see you at my house at 7, Janice. Or hey, I'll send you a Zoom link and I'll see you on Zoom at 7, Janice. If they ask you what's up or what's going on, one, that means you did it right. You've piqued their curiosity. And two, that's why the first step is so important. Oh, like I said, Janice, I gotta go get jacked. You know what I mean? I want to look swole on our Zoom. Hey, I'll see you at 7. I gotta go. You know, or hey, I'll see you in a little, you know what I mean? You just keep their pure curiosity piqued. If we say travel, make money, business opportunity, vacations, all that stuff is true, but it'll take them down a road that you don't know where it leads. They think timeshares or travel agents. They think Amway or Mary Kay. Not that those things are bad, but they think they know what it is. And now you get into trying to defend yourself. And it just becomes that's where people get a lot of frustration. They're like, oh, I'm doing, you know, I'm talking to my people and I'm doing, man, I'm putting so much effort in, and it's like, what's your invite? Oh, I'm following the thing, and it's like, all right, let's hear some. And it's like, yeah, you know, they go run away and they hide in the closet because they are, you know, they know their people and they know how to explain it, and then they wonder why they get this pushback. I just hear it. This is one of the biggest hurdles. If you can just kind of follow these scripts, it will just make your life so much easier in terms of just yes or no, they're available or they're not. Once again, one other thing I'll show you on the inviting that once again, I'm not pressing any one way or another, but this is something we've used a lot. It's a 3-way group chat. This is just kind of an example where it'd be like if you were working, if I was working with you, and you were inviting a friend. So Janice and I are working together, and she's inviting her friend Nick as an example. So this is just making a group text message with me, you, and your friend. It's not a group text message with 10 people or 30 people. It's a private messages with just you, your upline, and your friend. And you just make the introduction, give your friend a compliment, you know, say something nice about them, say something nice about your upline, figure out some stuff you can say about your upline, your mentor, say something nice or genuine about your friend, and then just make the connection in the group chat. And then your upline will help set the Zoom up. And we just kind of do it where, hey, if you can be on the Zoom, fantastic. If you can't, we still do the Zoom. And it has been working really well personally. And I know Pat and Jen Newkirk are kind of the ones that put this stuff together. And I just saw them having a bunch of success with it, and wanted to steal it. So I've enjoyed it. It's been able to get me into networks quicker and help me get into people that, you know, they get in, but you know, maybe don't do as much. I just been able to open more doors personally, and I've enjoyed it a lot with that. And then I am about done, but just want to, oh shoot, I said from the beginning, it's not where I wanted to be. So yes, once again, I know there are organizations that are still doing a ton of stuff in person. So if you're doing things in person, then we want to help you get a meeting set up ASAP, ideally here in the next, you know, 3 to 7 days. At least get one on the calendar with your mentor and upline who you're working with. Have some people over, have some chip and dip, and they'll show the information, and you know, have a good time. You can have it at your house, you can have it at a Panera. That part doesn't matter. We want to help you get in the game, score in 24, ideally help you show somebody today and help them get started. Use that invite, make your list. If you're not working on it now, you know, work on the list. And then you know, we want to help you do a Zoom or meet up with somebody ASAP. And that's really kind of the system, guys, is we just want to, help share, help you get educated, get started, help you get, help somebody get rocking and rolling, and then, plug them into, some Zooms, or plug them into Phoenix, or plug them into Cabo. And it's just kind of rinse and repeat. We want to keep it as simple as humanly possible. Confused mind does nothing. So we just want to keep this thing simple, have fun. If you have any questions, once again, feel free to reach out to Janice or I, but I'm confident that you are connected to somebody that knows what they're doing, has a plan, has a system, and wants you to win. If you just let them know, hey, I want to accomplish this, or hey, I want to go get my 6, or hey, I want to walk stage in Cabo, or I want to walk stage in Phoenix, I'm very confident you'll have somebody that would help you. So appreciate all your guys' time. I'm going to hand it back over to Janice to bring it in for a landing. She's going to have a few people share some testimonies, but I appreciate all of you guys being on. Look forward to having fun and working with everybody. Thanks, Janice. Appreciate you.
All right. Awesome. Awesome. Just real quick, you guys, thank you for this Saturday scoop. You've got the scoop on our membership. You got the scoop on the business. You got the scoop on how to use the tool. You got the scoop on how to get started. But one last thing that we're going to have, and I just said we may have skipped over it, but we are going to have 2 quick testimonies. Can I have someone to jump in, give me 2 testimonies real quick of your benefits of how you use this membership? If so, give us your name, where you're zooming in from, and what has been the benefit that you've used with the club. Do I see a hand up? I'm gonna call on someone. Sharon, are you still on? Oh, there we go, right here. Team charged up. Let's go. Real quick, 30 seconds or less.
You have to unmute them. Ask to unmute. Let's see if that worked.
Yep.
Yep, I think it did.
Can y'all hear me?
It did. Yep. Yep.
Okay, so hello everybody. My name is Shanika Wilkerson, and I had just used my membership. I took my baby to San Diego to the Sesame Street theme park, and it was about 5 of us, and we saved $20 a piece on each ticket. So thank you, Viago.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. One last one. I see Barbara Miller. Let's go, Barbara.
Unmute her, unmute.
Hi, thank you so much for having me on. It's a real honor, and you guys have just done an amazing job sharing with us this information. I just want to let you know that I had the dream of going on a riverboat cruise in Europe, and I could never have afforded it if I had to pay retail. Retail was over $5,300, and that was just for the basic level, first deck on the ship. Because of Club Viago, I was able to save $3,800. Instead of paying $5,300 plus, my girlfriend and I paid $1,987. So it was absolutely incredible. We were on the Avalon Image 2, just a really, really nice ship. Everything was included, all your fees, taxes, gratuities, excursions, food. It was only 200 people on the ship. It was just so intimate, and I made some friends, and I loved it. So we get opportunities to do things here that perhaps we thought we could never afford. So it was really, really awesome. And I saved $1,900 on an SUV when I was in Phoenix for one of our trainings. It was normally $45 a day on other websites. But aside from the savings, the community is what I really love. I came here to make more friends, to be around happy, positive people who shared my passion for travel. And I have met the most amazing people here. I will never leave Viago. I love it so much. And thank you for allowing me to share.
Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing, you guys. We're getting ready to close out. Thank you for attending today's Saturday Scoop. Join us again next Saturday. Y'all have an amazing Viago day. All right.
Thank you.